Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back. It looks like the burn build patch is finally live. We're going to take a look at this, look at all of the patch notes, talk about it for a little bit, look at the things that they did with this patch, and look at the things they didn't do with this patch. And I'm sure it's going to upset some players and still is going to affect some players, including me. There are a couple things that this patch does not address that we've come into problems with. But either way, let me know in the comments if you're still experiencing problems. What are you going to do about the burn build now that it is nerfed? I certainly hope they get a lot of these other things that aren't addressed in this patch. I hope they get those addressed very, very soon, because there's certainly other concerns about the game that I certainly have. But let's jump into this and let's jump into the actual patch notes. Let's see what they say. They start off by saying, hello, Task Force X. We want to start out by saying to everyone who's playing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League so far, we've loved hearing about your stories you've had in Metropolis, and we can't wait to continue to fight against Brainiac with you. This patch mainly addresses some of the bugs and difficulty scaling issues that were affecting players as they progressed to higher mastery levels 40 plus. We hope that these changes will lead to more balanced, varied, overall enjoyable experience as you take on ever increasingly challenges. We do, however, know that some of our players are running into issues which are not addressed in this patch. These include, but are not limited to, matchmaking issues, which have always been an issue, login issues, which I've heard about quite a bit. There are people that have bought the game that still can't even get into the game because of these login issues, performance issues, which we've experienced lots of, or not lots, but some instances of frame drops during the game, which certainly can be a problem, progression issues, which I personally experience, among others. While we are not able to get those fixes implemented in this patch, know that we are aware of the frustrations that these may cause and are working on making further improvements in upcoming patches. We'll be updating our known issues channel in our official Discord in the near future as the status of these develop. We'll see you in Metropolis. Now, if you are interested in joining the Discord or haven't joined the Discord yet, the link for the Suicide Squad, the Discord that they're referring to, will be in the description. You could go check that out. This was taken from the Suicide Squad Twitter page, so that's what we are looking at currently. But yeah, certainly addresses mainly burn build and the burns and the builds that are affecting players from mastery level 40 plus on, which is kind of interesting. There's certainly a lot of other issues that certainly need to be addressed. So as far as this patch goes, the bug fixes fixed a bug that was causing burning damage to scale with both player damage buffs and enemy debuffs. Burning damage should only be scaling via enemy debuffs. Now we have an absolute crazy video coming out later today. Certainly recommend go checking it out, with us completing, not really me completing, but me getting absolutely carried by somebody who is using this burn build to complete mastery level 200. And while it's was definitely broken and needed to be fixed, certainly other things needed to be fixed as well with this, and it's kind of disappointing they didn't address those. But either way, moving on. Fixed a bug that allowed Toyman to stack multiple of the same augment on your gear. I didn't even know about that one. Fixed a bug that sometimes prevented modifications to augments on your gear from saving after existing multiplayer session and joining single player sessions. This happened to me quite often, to where I would change modifications, change augments, and then I'd go back into the game and these augments weren't applying. Whether it be in multiplayer or whether it be in solo player, it wouldn't stack in effect, and I would have to reset the entire game, turn it off, hard reset, and then log back in, and then go back into solo, and then it would start working again. So that was kind of an annoyance, but still didn't affect anything too bad, just having to reset it. It was the burn build that certainly has seemed to be the main address of this patch. And then the changes that were in this patch: Heat Wave's Molten Skin and Turtle's Shell have their damage reduction reduced from 100 to 90, which doesn't really seem like much of a change. And then due to some players exploiting certain mission mechanics, vehicle kills during Gizmo's support squad missions no longer grant XP. You are still awarded XP for mission completion. We did a video on this quite some time ago, maybe a week or two ago, in which kind of was this exactly where we got tons and tons and tons of loot, tons of XP during this mission. Just the way that the mission was set up, it allowed you to I guess exploit, you know, the mechanics of the mission to just blow up tanks and get tons and tons of XP and loot during this. And so this is no longer going to be effective. We completed this long ago just so we could move up and finish the game, but yeah, that's actually now fixed. With the fix to burning damage, players will be less likely to get the same mastery level as before. As a result, we'll be creating new leaderboards in the interest of fairness. Fear not, though, as we'll be archiving the existing leaderboards, so those currently at the top of the rankings will live on in infamy. This will be interesting to see the diversity of the builds from this point forward, knowing that, well, the only way to complete mastery level 200, like in the video we're going to be showing today with all of the loot, the only way to complete that was using this burn build. Now, how difficult is it going to be from this point forward not using the burn build? It's going to be interesting to see, but with the fixes coming to burning damage scaling and hearing your concerns around hitting a wall when climbing mastery levels, we have reduced enemy health scaling for mastery levels 46 and above. So once you hit 46, those enemies will no longer keep scaling with their health. Now, damage, on the other hand, to keep things challenging, enemies at mastery level 46 and above will now deal more damage. So as you get all the way to 200, we were getting absolutely melted in this video that we were getting carried by, just one shot all over the place. And so if it's even harder, the damage that they do is even more than that. It'll be interesting to see how quick, you know, you die and what kind of builds you need with health and with shells and with defense and with all that stuff, with shields. You know, what are you going to need to be able to even live with these one shots? One of the things for me is going to be this Kill Brainiac mastery. For whatever reason, it will not progress whenever I complete at any higher level mastery. So I've tried this a half a dozen times, trying to complete it at various masteries. I've tried it at 6, at 10, at 20. At all sorts of different masteries, and it will not progress past what it says my personal best is. And so that's one thing, at least as far as, you know, my issues go. I don't know what the problem is or why it's not being addressed, but it does say that I guess they're going to address it in the future. I'm really not sure. But like I said, there are people that have told me that they can't even log into the game because it can't go past the WB logging in, and it just crashes the entire game. So that's obviously a huge issue. And so there's certainly other things that plague the game. We've tried multiple times with matchmaking and had all sorts of problems. Sometimes it works, but a lot of times it does not work and does cause problems, kicks people out of the squads. And so that's, again, another unfortunate thing that's going on right now. And so when will that stuff be addressed? I really don't know. But either way, let me know in the comments. You know, are you still experiencing some of these issues? What are you going to do about the burn build? And like I said, check out, you know, the video later on today. We will be dropping of us getting absolutely carried in a mastery level 200 run with tons of amazing loot. It's really, really cool. But I will see y'all next time. Y'all take it easy. Have a good Valentine's Day if y'all are doing anything. Stay safe.